Hey there, freaking awesome people, Winnie here from Mind Now, and welcome back to Inspirational Mind, where we break down channels, interview people to gain their perspective on how you can master your mind to gain self-confidence and self-esteem, especially as an introvert. But hey, don't shy away if you're an extrovert because the world needs you. And today we have a special guest. It is Tanvir. Thank you so much for being here, my man. How are you doing?
Hi everyone, my name is Tanvir, and thank you for having me. I'm doing great. It's a good day. And how are you?
I'm doing awesome, bro. You're here. You're on my show. This is awesome. It cannot get even more awesome, bro. So, anyway, man, let's get right to it, man. As you know, this is kind of my go-to question, like my first question, which is how do you gain self-confidence and belief in yourself, bro?
I would say there's two different confidence, if you want to say it. So one is the confidence of skill. So that's the sort of confidence you get when you're good at. So for example, if you're really good at cooking or dancing, you'll be really confident in those areas, and you wouldn't be afraid of actually dancing or having other people taste your food because you're really confident at it. You have to be open to failure, right? You have to fail over and over again. That is actually how you get good at something. You're not born being good at something. You learn it. You learn it with the practice, and you learn it by failing. So that's the first thing. I think we all have to be open to failures. We can't be afraid of failing, because failing is what teaches us the important lessons we need in life to grow. So, it's like somebody once said, I don't know who, but you you never lose when you learn. So in that sense, there's really no such thing as failure, because you always get something out of it. And moving on to the main thing of how to actually be confident in your state of being, for me it comes back to a lot, like, for me everything comes back to one thing, and that is to be vulnerable. So you have to be vulnerable, and what I mean is you have to be open so that other people can see you, see your authentic self. See, in in this day and age of social media, people are really good at wearing a mask. We're really good. We wear masks all the time because we crave. A big problem is that we give other people's opinion of ourselves more importance than we give our own opinion of ourselves. And that's basically the crux of self-confidence, is that you have to give your own opinions more priority than the other person's opinion. As long as you are okay with you, then it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. And you see, when you're really open, when you're vulnerable, when you're able to show your flaws and your imperfections without any fear of judgment, two things will happen. The first thing is that you will find people that will not like you, that will actually hate you for who you are. They don't like you at all. But then the second thing is you'll also find people that will absolutely love you, because they can relate to you, because their flaws and their imperfections are kind of similar to yours, so they really relate to you and they connect with you a lot better. And these are the type of people that you actually want in your life. So you have to be polarizing, right? You have to be, polarizing to the extreme. Don't be afraid of being a 100% yourself, because that is what lets the people that you actually want in your life come into your life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. No, totally, man. I totally agree with everything you said there. Obviously, you the first one is competence equals confidence, right? If you get good at something, then you will ultimately be confident in that skill. If you're bad at it, obviously not. And the second one, like you said, you gotta believe in yourself by just being vulnerable and accepting yourself that you are unique and you are different, and there will always be people who will hate you because everyone just has haters, and sometimes it is something that you have to remind yourself frequently, especially me, because we like to expect things and we want approvals of others, and this way it kind of gets challenging and difficult from time to time. But if we know this at the back of our head, it will be a bit, let's say, easier. Still challenging, but easier. But another question to you though, what do you actually do to overcome this problem of comparing yourself to others?
Yeah, that's a really dangerous loop that most people just naturally fall into. But you see, you have to realize that you are the only one of you in the world. There is no one else like you. It's like you can't compare one one snowflake with another. They're different. Then they're both unique. But see, if you want to get out of this bad habit of comparing yourself to others, again, for me, it's all about vulnerability. You have to practice. You have to practice showing your flaws and your imperfections. That's the main thing. When I say vulnerable, I don't mean just show all your strengths. You have to. It's more important to show your imperfections, because it's like scientific research has shown that people actually like you more when you show your imperfections and your flaws. Nobody likes a know-it-all. Nobody likes who's perfect, because we all know deep inside that we are not perfect, no matter how much we try to show it. So when we see somebody else who's trying to be perfect, who seems like he's perfect, we automatically don't like that person.
I mean, I think life would be really boring if you were literally perfect and you have nothing where you can improve yourself on. Because then it's all the same, and there's not something that you can work towards, right? Because everything is already there. It's already perfect. There's no challenge, and like, yeah, I think it will be, like I said, very boring.
Yeah, and so this thing of comparing yourself, I mean, I make self-help videos, and there's hundreds of other people who make the same kind of videos that I make. And it's really easy for me to go and compare myself to them, because I see people, they have millions of subscribers, and I don't even have 1,000. And the thing that really motivates me is that no matter how successful they are, no matter how many followers they have, they are not me. I am unique. There's nobody else in the world like me. The chances of me being born the exact way that I've been born and being the exact way that I am is less than 1 in a trillion. That's what motivates me, actually. So I know I'm unique. I know there's nobody like me. So I just don't compare myself to anybody else.
No, definitely, man. I totally agree with you on that. Again, these things always take practice, right? It takes time. It might be difficult at first, but once you actually focus, what I usually say to others or myself is focus on something, focus on your awesome projects, on your awesome craft, what you're good at, and develop like really awesome skills so that you can become confident in that, and that you're not really likely to compare yourself to others that much. Obviously, it takes time and all of that, but once you have like your awesome project, right, that you can work on, and rather than something that you're not that good at, you might you tend to compare yourself more to others because they're like really good at that and you're just, not that good at it. But again, it doesn't matter if you're working on something that you're not good at or something that you are good at. These things take time. But at the beginning, what I would recommend, what I would do, is work on something that you're actually good at, that you're passionate about, that you're interested in, and this way you're more likely and inclined to, to get better at it, and you will have that motivation to improve yourself at that specific craft or project or whatever it is. So yeah, did you want to add something?
Yeah. So, but on the flip side of that is like, for example, if you want to like build a good body, so you start going to the gym, and then, so let's say you're a skinny guy and now you want to build muscle, so you start going to the gym, and then once you go to the gym, okay, you start doing weightlifting, you start doing everything that you need to do, you do it for 1 month, 2 months, and then you see all these other people around you who have like really good bodies, and sometimes I think it actually demotivates you more than it motivates you, because you think that you'll go to the gym and you'll see all these people and that's actually going to motivate you, but it actually kind of happens to demotivate you, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
So even if I'm good at something, you know, there's always gonna be people who are better than me. And I'm likely gonna, see them because of the internet, because of social media and everything. I'm likely gonna have exposure to them, and I'm gonna see, oh my God, they're so much better than me. I'm never gonna, able to do anything in this regard. So I think what we should do is like, we have to be okay with being average. The 60% of the population will be average. We have 20% who are like really good and 20% who are like really bad. But the majority of us are average people, and we have to live like we are going to live most of our lives as an average human being. Even if you're really good at something, there will be times when even in that thing you are going to be average, because you won't be able to give your best absolutely all of the time, right?
Yeah. No, I totally agree, man. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way, that we're all average, and you actually made a video on that, I remember. Um, and yeah, this way it's also good for you because you will get this perspective of, improving yourself constantly, right? If you're already really, really good at something, which, like you said, is 20% of the population, I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to people's perspective. What I said earlier with, focusing on something that you're good at rather what you're not good at. This is like kind of like the emergency plan, meaning that, because at the end, like you said, if you go to a gym and you're like skinny and then you look at others, then you might be demotivated because you think to yourself, oh, look at that guy, he's like much bigger than me and I've been going to a gym for like 2 years, like, what's the point and all of that. At the end of the day, we all have like our unique bodies. Some people will never be as strong as the other person because genetically it's not possible, right? So we're all unique. Now I'm just saying that, okay, if that is really the case, then it might be kind of it might be something that doesn't give you that happiness, that pleasure, because you already keep comparing yourself to others too much, then I would actually do something that you think that you're good at, that you're really good at, so that this way, no matter what you do, you can still have at the back of your head, oh, there is still something that I'm actually really good at, right? It also depends on the personality type, but this is the way that I would, approach it, because um, some people just tend to compare themselves too much to others, some people not. Also depends. Again, everything depends, man. But I'm not sure. Do you actually get my point here?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that is a really good approach. Start with something that you're already good at and build on it so that you become better.
yeah, it's for example me. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but for example, me, I'm not that good at, for example, getting girls, approaching girls, random girls. I can become good at it, but if I only focus on that, for example, then I would feel really miserable because I compare myself to others who are like really good at picking up girls and stuff like that. But if I, for example, I'm good at playing the guitar. So if I really practice that until I become like really good at it, then when I approach girls and I fail, I still say, hey, that doesn't matter because I'm actually good at playing the guitar. So this like kind of a thing, like a thing that you can fall back on. It's like a backup plan kind of, and that is what I suggest to a lot of people. And me, you will see how I do all of these things on in fields that I want to improve on, right? I will fail, everybody will fail, but I still have something that I can fall back on, which are my awesome projects. So yeah, we talked a long, we talked quite for a bit there about this. So talking now about energy and positivity, I think it really helps you to build that confidence as well if you have like energy and positivity throughout your day. Meaning, what really contributes to that is obviously getting enough sleep and morning routines and evening routines. So that is my question to you. What morning routines and evening routines you have?
Well, I don't really have specific morning and evening routines. I just, I'm a religious person. I'm a Muslim, so I pray, and that is basically my routine. I pray. So I'm supposed to pray 5 times a day, but I pray four because the other one is like in the middle, like right before sunrise, so I don't wake up for that. And yeah, so that would be my routine. So I pray. So for me, the way I look at prayer is like meditation. For me, prayer is the best form of meditation.
Mm.
So you could say that I meditate 4 times a day, approximately 10 minutes each.
Oh wow. Okay. No, that is awesome, man. I mean, like I said, there's no right and wrong way, and if praying gives you that energy and positivity because you have that belief, right? That you know he guides you through your day. Um, that is amazing, man. And I think I don't know if you know the channel, even Kamikiel. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but yeah, Carmichael. Sorry, I pronounced his name wrong there. But what his core message is, to believe, right? Because whatever we believe in, we take action on that, and believing in your religion will really help you. It doesn't matter what you believe in, but you have to believe in something because that will then convey in will convert into thoughts and good thoughts, and that thought will then convert to good actions, right? So I think that is really, really important.
Believing and having faith is really important because it is actually my faith in God that actually gives me positivity, because whatever happens in my life, I have this faith that it is all part of God's plan for me, and whatever he decides for me is best. I mean, he knows better than I do. So whatever he decides is best for me. So even if I do happen to go through a hard time or a heartbreak, and I know, like, even if I can't see the result of it, the benefit of it, I know somewhere in my heart that it is going to be beneficial for me in the future. I just don't know it yet, but I will find out later.
Yeah, man, definitely. I totally agree with what you said there. And yeah, man, now talking about, um, whatever you do, whatever you plan out throughout your day, good habits, bad habits. I mean, let's talk about good habits. You need to self-discipline yourself. Now, my question to you is, how do you master your mind to self-discipline?
See, self-discipline, again, it comes back to the prayer, because I have strict times that I have to pray in. So, you know, so let's say I have to pray every day at 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and then 8 p.m. So I just give you approximate times. There's obviously range, so I have to pray between this time and that time. But I gave you the extra approximate time. So every day, and also 5 a.m., which I miss. So these times are the ones that I have to pray. You know, I can't just give myself an excuse that, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm busy with this. I have to do it. So I have to make time for it. So that actually teaches me self-discipline and time management. Just praying, just I can't say enough. I mean, it has such, I don't know, it has such good benefits on my life. It really teaches a lot of qualities that you need to manage your life. Self-discipline, like I said, time management. And yeah, for me, it's just praying.
No, totally, man. I guess because you have a kind of must do, right? Because if you don't do it, what actually happens to you, like if you don't do it?
So these are the things. Praying 5 times a day is compulsory in my religion. So if you don't do it, you're gonna go to hell,
Ah, okay.
and you're gonna burn there for eternity.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a negative reinforcement. Like there's a punishment behind it if you don't do it, right? So yeah, so you can actually implement this, same idea into daily life, whatever you do, whichever good habit that you want to form. If you don't do it, you will kind of be punished, because we want to avoid pain, we seek pleasure, and so this is really compelling for us to form good habits and get away from bad habits, right? It also takes time, and small step at a time. I think you know all this, guys. But anyway, now back to talking about passion. Yeah, let's talk about passion. um, what advice would you actually give to people who haven't figured out what their passion is?
Yeah, so I have actually recently made a video about this. I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm sorry, bro, I didn't. I'm honest. I'm honest there.
Yeah, so passion. I would say if you actually have to try hard to, find your passion, I don't think you're actually passionate about that thing in the first place. You see, passion is something that you've been doing for a really long time, maybe from your childhood. There are things that you've been doing because you love doing them, right? And these are your passion. So the trouble that people have when they're trying to find their passion, I think it's because they're trying to find something that they're good at that can actually make them money. They're not actually searching for their passion. They're searching for a quality that will bring them money. If you truly just search for your passion, just search for things that you love doing, just cause, you just love doing them. That these are the things that's your passion. They don't have to make you money. So if, for example, you may enjoy watching anime or reading manga, you know these things, you can say to yourself, okay, these things can make me money. They're not my passion, but they are your passion. See, i can I can be passionate about, like, for me personally, I am really passionate about playing sports. I play all kinds of sports. Okay, I play cricket, I play football, I play badminton. What else is there? I play basketball, and I'm passionate about all of them. And I just love playing. But no, I didn't go, like, I couldn't go into that career because it was too late for me. I was already too old to actually pursue a career there.
How old are you?
I'm 24 now.
Okay.
So, if you want to be an athlete, you have to, like, join a club when you're, like, really young, 13, 10. So I know I'm not good at an international level. So I couldn't do it. But I'm really passionate about it. I love doing it. And so, if you really just put aside if this thing can make me money, and just think about the things that you love and the things that you're good at, because these are basically the two things that equal passion. If you love it and if you're good at it, you're passionate about it. That's it. Just, so that's what I would say. Ask yourself, what are the things that you're good at, and ask yourself if you love doing it. If you answer yes to both of them, then you found your passion. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, I agree with you there. I think what a lot of people want, which is kind of the ideal life, or maybe not even the ideal life, you cannot even say that, but let's say some people, they want to do something that what they're passionate about, right, as a job. And Gary Vee always says this: do something what you're passionate about, what your passion is and all of that. And my opinion to that is, okay, obviously it's gonna be great, right? If you do something that you love, that is awesome. But I would also say that it depends on the individual, what their circumstances are, how they grew up, and what is actually possible, and what actually makes them happy, right? Not everyone wants to do something what they're passionate about, because maybe they want to do something that they like, or something that they can bring most value to the world. Like, everyone thinks differently. So my message to you guys, whoever is watching and listening to this, just be self-aware. This is what I keep on telling you, and Gary Vee also. But on my channel is about mindfulness, being mindful about your thoughts, emotions, about you, about your circumstances, all of you. Like, you're freaking awesome. Just, be you. Just be you. That's my new motto. Be you. Anyway, yeah, man. So, yeah, that is Yeah, like I've already said, it all depends on the individual. But yeah, that's a great points there. How to actually discover your passion, if you love it, and if you're actually good at it. Now, talking about you, how did you actually figure out what you wanted to do in your life?
Uh, yeah, so uh, I I I just recently found out about what I actually wanted to do. Like, when I started my YouTube channel, like just last year, May of last year. So before that, I actually went through a heartbreak. I went through a difficult time. And then I, like, during that time, I was like really heartbroken and depressed. And, I didn't want to do anything just for a month or maybe 2 months. But then I sort of used all those negative emotions that were built up within me. I kind of used the power of those negative emotions to actually dig deeper within myself. So I started asking myself questions about, what do I actually want to do with my life? What what is the, you know, what journey would I actually enjoy? So, and I started, questions like, what am I actually good at? What do I actually love doing? Finding my passion. I kind of went through that journey. And, suddenly I just, this thing, this idea of creating a YouTube channel like this, it was kind of there in the back of my mind for a while before that, but I just never really considered it as an actual option, because I don't know, I just felt like this wasn't for me. I mean, I couldn't do it. I mean, talking to a camera and putting out videos, it's not for me. That's what I thought. And then, this heartbreak, this actually, gave me that, the negative emotions actually gave me the power to actually, break out of my shell and actually just do it. I won't ever know if I never tried, right? So, I just did it. And the at like how I figured out that I wanted to make out this type of content is, from a very young age. Ever, when I was in school and my friends would go through difficult times and they would need advice, I would always be that guy who would be giving them advice and making them feel better. And they would actually, they would be better, and they would later on, they would come to me and they would thank me for helping them. And, they'll tell me that you gave me a really good insight. And it just built up like that. And then the next time they had something troubling, they would just come to me because they knew I was the person that could help them, give them advice. And and I love doing it. I didn't get paid for it. I didn't get any rewards for it. It's not like they gave me something for it. I just did it because I loved it. I loved the feeling of how it made me feel. It just made me feel so good being able to help someone else in their difficult times. You know, just feels great. So yeah, that's how I kind of things started. Now I'm doing it, and yeah, hopefully I'll keep on doing it for a long time.
Um, excuse me. Yeah, I am really happy for you that you actually, discovered what your passion is. And yeah, like, I think sometimes we have been doing it for a long time, but we never really realized it, that, oh, that is something that I should be doing. And now look at you, man. You have a YouTube channel giving all your positivity out of the world. It's awesome, bro.
I mean, just 1 year ago, if you said this to me that I would be doing this, I'd punch you in the face.
Well, I'm glad that I didn't ask you back then. No, but honestly, it is good, and like I said, keep on doing it. you know, you're making awesome content. You know what I always say with my YouTube channel is that if I can make one person happy, one person, okay,
Exactly.
I am making one more person happier than, you know, than okay, I have to rephrase that. I mean, making one person happy already means the world to me, because that means there's one more happier person on this planet. Did I say that right? I know today I'm having like an off day. Today is not really my best day. You know, you just have those days where you just, you know, where you can't say a sentence correctly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I totally understand you. It's the same for me. I mean, if I can just make one life better through my, you know, how many videos have I made? I don't know, around 40. If I can make just one life better through all of those 40 videos, that's a win for me.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. Um, so yeah, let's now talk about goals, my man. Yeah, how do you set goals?
So setting goals. I I don't I don't actually believe in setting goals. I
Oh
know.
wow.
So what I believe in is actually having a vision. So having just one vision, you know. And I think each and every one of us, we sort of have this vision inside of us. It it probably is like, for most people, I would say they're lying dormant inside of them. They just don't, they haven't realized it yet. So I think it's really important to have a vision instead of having a goal. You know, when you talk about goals, it's like you're talking about something that's attainable, right? A vision is something that shouldn't be attainable. It should be something idealistic. It should be something infinite. You know, I learned about this from Simon Sinek. So, and there has been studies done in the past where they took athletes. So athletes usually have goals, right? They to become the best at something usually. So they took these athletes who had such goals, and one example of such an athlete is Michael Phelps, right? He wanted to be the most medaled Olympian in history, and guess what? He achieved it. And guess what happened immediately after he achieved his goal? Depression. Because all of a sudden, he lost all sense of purpose in his life. He didn't know what to do now because he has achieved his goal. What do I do now? So that's why it's really important to have a vision that is idealistic, that you're never going to reach. And see, that's the point. I mean, the goal isn't what's important. What's important is the journey, you know, the process, as Gary Vee says. And you have to love the process. So that's why I don't believe in setting goals, because when you set goals, you become fixated on reaching the goal rather than enjoying the process. So, you know, I would encourage the viewers to actually have a vision, you know, to discover your vision instead of actually setting goals. And I'm not saying to not have any goals. And I look at them as milestones, right? So you're going down a road and you want to have milestones that say, okay, you're 1 kilometer ahead from where you started, and you're going. So you want to see that you're making progress, but it's like you want to measure the distance from where you started. So you don't want to measure the distance from the destination. You know, it's not like 5 kilometers to the destination. It should be like you have moved 1 kilometer ahead from where you started. Does it make sense?
No, yes, of course. Yeah, I totally, like I said, I can only agree with you on that. And I totally believe in being in love with the process rather than the goals. And again, this depends on the individual, right? If goal setting is really your thing, which really helps you, then so be it, do it. And if not, if having a bigger vision is your, go-to thing, then do it. Like, it always depends on the individual. And again, it's really awesome to see how different people approach the way they, do things. Like you, for example, you're making your YouTube videos because you're thinking of this one vision and not the goals, right? Because you don't have any goals. You have this one awesome, extraordinary vision, which which compels you to do this stuff. Like, I guess it also boils down to the why, right? That is your why. Why are you doing the things that you do? Simon Sinek, awesome book, Start With Why. I can only highly recommend it. I don't know why I'm promoting the book in the middle of the interview, but that's how we roll. Anyway, yeah, man, I totally agree with you. That is really awesome, having a bigger vision, right? Where people say like, oh, damn, you're crazy, bro. You'll never achieve that. That's just too damn, like, oh, it is. If people actually say that you're crazy, that is actually a good sign, because you're willing to do something that others aren't. Right? You're the one person who's doing that because people say that you're crazy. And perhaps you're crazy like me. Oh, yeah. But anyway, what I wanted to say or ask you is, okay, you have a vision, or if you don't have a vision, you set your goals, or whatever it is, whatever fits you best. You will always have dark times. You will have times where things aren't going your way, and you just think to yourself, oh man, am I a failure? And what do you actually do in these times?
Dark times. Well, luckily, I would say I haven't experienced a dark time yet after starting my YouTube channel. It is relatively new.
I mean, you also, sorry to interrupt you there, but you also kind of experienced a dark time with your relationship, right? It was a huge breakup, and maybe, one of your goals, even though you don't have a goal, but I think I can imagine that when you were with your girlfriend, you said to yourself, I wish that I would be with this girl, let's say forever, or 10 years or whatever. But when you're with someone, you kind of always have the thought of, oh, this is the one, or I hope that I'll be with this girl forever, or whatever it is. And once they or she breaks up with you and you feel like really miserable, that is kind of a dark time. So how do you actually get out of a dark time like that?
Well, like we talked about this previously, like it all comes down to positive thinking. And for me, like what helps me is my faith in God, like I said. So even if something bad, quote unquote bad, happens to me, like I don't know that it's bad for me. It just appears bad to me right now, but I don't know for a fact that what happened is bad. you know so it's just this unwavering faith in God that I have, that everything that he does is for the best. And you know and actually, this heartbreak, this breakup that I had, I was sort of actually confused about her. So I was actually praying to God to give me a sign, and this was a sign actually. So yeah, I take it as a sign that this girl, she wasn't meant for you, so I removed her from your life so that you can find the girl that is actually meant for you. You need to empty your cup first so that better things can happen to you. And yeah, so for me, what helps me is praying. It helps me calm down. you know having this connection with God is everything. Positivity.
Oh, that is awesome, bro. I really I cannot say proud because then I sound like I'm your father. I'm really proud of you, son, that you're doing these kind of things. No, but I'm really happy for you that you found something that actually brings you the positivity. And in this case, it is God, you know, it is something that you can really turn to every time, whether, you know, in your best situation or in your worst situation. It's kind of your guidance, and it's really nice to have something like that. Yeah, now talking about mindset, bro, we're gonna talk about books concerning mindset. What is your favorite book concerning that, bro?
Ah, man. I mean, uh, I, I, I think I seem like a religious preacher now, but I'm gonna say the Holy Quran, the the holy book of the Muslims, and it basically, for me, the summary that I can give you, it's the way of life. That book it's just the way of life.
No, that's good, bro. No, that's good. Like I said, I'm really happy for you that, you know, you have this strong belief in your religion. That is really awesome because it doesn't it you know, you have faith and belief and hope and all of these things. It's really crucial and important to have, even if you don't have a religion, if you don't believe in God or whatsoever. But I think it's really good to have this faith, this belief, right? Because it drives you. Anyway, before we get to the last question, tell my people, my freaking awesome people, how they can connect with you further, man.
All right, so I have a YouTube channel. It's called Tanvir Ahmed. You can find it if you search Coach Tanvir Ahmed. And I also have, if you want to connect with me on Facebook or Instagram or even LinkedIn, I am there in all of these platforms. Um, I'll ask you to link them down below so that they can connect with me.
Yeah, I will link them to your YouTube channel, and and then they can do the rest there.
Yeah. So all of those other links are on my YouTube channel. So if you just go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to find it. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome, bro. Now, here comes the last question. Last question of the day. So, as you know, my channel is all about mastering your mind to gain self-confidence, self-esteem. Now, my question to you is, what is that one activity, one revelation that has helped you the most and that people should know concerning mastering your mind?
Mastering my mind. So, mastering your mind, I'd say the number one thing is self-awareness. And self-awareness comes from meditation. And meditation in my case is prayer. Prayer goes back to God. And so, for you, meditation may be different. So if just, meditation is really important. Just, sit still and just don't think about anything. That's actually kind of wrong because you're gonna think about something.
The thing is with mindfulness meditation, I do it myself, which you focus on your breath, right? And if your thoughts come, let them come, observe them, but then eventually you bring your focus back to your breath. This way you will cultivate that mindfulness. And there are different ways of meditation, like you said. In your way is with God, my way is mindfulness meditation. There are many meditation types. So yeah, go on, man. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, it's about thoughts coming and going and you just being an observer instead of, yeah, you see, that's an interesting point. So you have to look at your thoughts as something external. You can't associate yourself with your thoughts. Like, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts, they can be good, they can be bad, they can be evil. You can have evil thoughts, but they are not you. They don't define you. It's like you just sitting on a side of a road and just watching the cars go by. The thoughts are the cars. You're just the observer. You are not the driver of those cars. So yeah, it's about being self-aware, and it's about being aware of the thoughts that you're having in the moments that you're having those thoughts. So, for instance, when somebody does something to piss me off, and I instinctively get angry at them, or start a fight with them. Now, I'm not at that moment, I'm not thinking to myself, am I actually angry? Am I doing this right? Or what am I thinking? I'm just acting. So it's really important to actually break down your thoughts. So what I can say is, just whenever something happens, whenever you get a stimulus, just stop and think for a second before actually taking action. Just examine your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely, man. I totally agree with you on that, man. That was also a nice last piece of advice. And yeah, man, thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate your time. And guys, whoever is watching and listening to this, tell me, what was your favorite key takeaway from Tanvir here? My one was definitely belief, having that belief and faith, no matter what it is. In Tanvir's case, it's God. If you don't believe in God, if you're not religious, then have something that drives you. Have that why. Again, if you want to read that book, Start With Why from Simon Sinek. I highly recommend that. Anyway, guys, remember that you are freaking awesome and that you can do it if you put your mind to it. Winnie out.